There are mysteries that lurk in the shadows of the universe, and one of those enigmas is the story of Galatea, the clone created from Supergirl's DNA by Professor Hamilton. But this narrative goes beyond genetic experiments and superpowers. It delves into the depths of morality, loyalty, and identity. It all began when Supergirl, in a desperate attempt to stop a Darkseid-controlled Superman, was hit by a kryptonite missile. At Star Labs, Professor Hamilton took care of her but secretly extracted a sample of her DNA. Cadmus's fear of rogue metahumans guided them to use this DNA to create Galatea, a government-controlled weapon. Galatea, artificially aged to the fullness of her physical form, was indoctrinated into Cadmus's philosophy and rigorously trained to reach the pinnacle of her abilities. Unlike Supergirl, she lacked the moral conscience that held her back from killing. A psychic link between the two revealed disturbing visions to Supergirl, including the death of a scientist who opposed Galatea's creation. The mystery unfolded as Supergirl, Green Arrow, and the Question investigated these dreams. Galatea, desperate to hide the truth, sent troops to stop them, leading them to uncover a secret conspiracy led by General Hardcastle. Lines blurred between right and wrong, and Galatea, already entangled in a romance with reporter Lasser, spun a complex web of deceit. The battle between Supergirl and Galatea reached its climax when the two confronted each other in a devastating explosion, leaving Galatea gravely injured. Under Professor Hamilton's care, she was rapidly aged again, this time to her physical peak. A peculiar bond emerged between them, something akin to father and daughter. The Justice League, discovering Project Cadmus, plunged into a war with the organization. Galatea, now a weapon of destruction, was sent to the Watchtower with an army of Ultiman clones to destroy the League. But even with powerful founders detained, the League resisted, using the battle as a distraction while Galatea advanced to cause a lethal explosion. In the final showdown, Supergirl and Steel faced Galatea. Irony reached its peak as Galatea, ignoring orders, sought personal vengeance instead of following Luthor's manipulative plan. The attack was thwarted and Galatea, hit by an electrical surge, was left catatonic. Galatea, endowed with the same powers as Supergirl, possessed superior strength and skill due to her accelerated growth and specialized training. Her sadism manifested especially in her heat vision, which surpassed Supergirl's strength. However, as an Argoan clone, she shared typical vulnerabilities like kryptonite, red sun radiation, and magic. Galatea's mortal charm lay in her complex nature, where brutality coexisted with the unexpected connection to her adoptive father, Professor Hamilton. It was a tragedy of choices, loyalty, and moral conflicts, revealing the duality of her existence. And so, this saga of cloning, divided loyalty, and epic confrontations comes to an end. With that said, thank you for embarking on this journey, and until next time.